Internet goes haunted, chats with small talk. Live stream dreams in a bubble in the dark. 20 eyes peeking like snakes in the grass, making moves real slow, trying to build a fan base fast. Ain't nobody giving a damn about 20 viewers, any. Scroll right past, ain't no work when you candy. Keep hustling, keep grinding, that's the plan, G. One day you'll be king steady, dreaming about that Grammy. Keyboard warrior fighting for that recognition. Only fans in this room got that air conditioner. Sweaty palms pressing keys for breakthrough. 20 views steady drowning in the digital, quite my dude. Ain't nobody giving a damn about 20 viewers, any. Scroll right past, ain't no work when you candy. Keep hustling, keep grinding, that's the plan, G. One day you'll be king steady, dreaming about that Grammy. Interviewing faces, trying to stand out. Noise drowning hopes, cloud of doubt, no clout. Virtual stage, but the spotlight dim. Many clicking past, ain't feeling him. Waiting for the moment, blow up like a piston. Haters gonna hate, but persistence gonna glisten. Hold tight, 20 times 200 someday. Laugh in the face shot, who wants some pay?
Scroll right past, ain't no work, then you can't. Keep hustling, keep grinding, that's the plan, G. One day you'll be king, steady dreaming about that Grammy.
Keyboard warrior fighting for that recognition. Only fans in this room got that air conditioner. 20 palms pressing keys for breakthrough. 20 views steady shining in the digital, quite my dude. Ain't nobody giving a damn about 20 viewers, any. Scroll right past, ain't no work, then you can't. Keep hustling, keep grinding, that's the plan, G. One day you'll be king, steady dreaming about that Grammy. In the sea of faces, trying to stand out. Noise drowning hopes, cloud of doubt, no clout. Virtual stage, but the spotlight dim. Many clicking past, ain't feeling him. Waiting for the moment, blow up like a piston. Haters gonna hate, but persistence gonna glisten. Hold tight, 20 times 200 someday. Laugh in the face, shouting who wants some pay?
Waiting for the moment, blow up like a piston. Haters gonna hate, but persistence gonna glisten. Hold tight, 20 times 200 someday. Laugh in the face, shouting who wants some pay? Yeah. Globus never sleeps. Globus never sleeps.
The globus never sleeps, man, the mind's always restless. Night owl in the shadows, playing moves like a chess set. While the world dozes off, I'm constructing my schemes. Blueprints of the future in the fragments of dreams. Sleep is the cousin of death, I'm avoiding the kin. Eyes wide open, let the journey begin. Through the labyrinth of thought, where the weak hearts break. But I'm digging through the darkness, chasing dawn before it wakes. The globus never sleeps, cause sleep is the cousin of death. I'm out here breathing deep, while the rest waste their breath. No rest for the wicked, I'm wide-eyed and driven. In the silence of the night, my thoughts stay vivid. Ink spills from the pen like a river through my veins, flooding every page with the echoes of the pain. I'm a wordsmith with a purpose, carving truths from the lies. When the world's counting sheep, I'm counting how time flies. Insomniac mind, every second is a weapon. In the war against the clock, I'm always stepping. Sleep's a cousin I disown, no comfort in the night. Just a canvas for my thoughts painted in the twilight. The globus never sleeps, cause sleep is the cousin of death. I'm out here breathing deep, while the rest waste their breath. No rest for the wicked, I'm wide-eyed and driven. In the silence of the night, my thoughts stay vivid. In the silence of the night, my thoughts stay vivid. Dream Dreams are for the sleeping, but I'm living in the real. Grinding through the dark where the truth is revealed. Every thought a spark, every line a fuse. I'm a torch in the night, no time left to lose. The world's spinning slow, but my mind's in a race. Chasing every moment, there's no time to waste. Eyes like a hawk, seeing every crack and crevice. In this waking life, every second is precious. I keep my thoughts sharp like a blade in the night. While they're lost in their dreams, I'm honing my sight. Sleep is a cousin I've learned to forget, cause the globus never sleeps, there's no time to rest yet. The globus never sleeps, cause sleep is the cousin of death. I'm out here breathing deep, while the rest waste their breath. No rest for the wicked, I'm wide-eyed and driven. In the silence of the night, my thoughts stay vivid. In the silence of the night, my thoughts stay vivid. The globus never sleeps, cause sleep is the cousin of death. I'm out here breathing deep, while the rest waste their breath. No rest for the wicked, I'm wide-eyed and driven. In the silence of the night, my thoughts stay vivid. Dreams are for the sleeping, but I'm living in the real. Grinding through the dark where the truth is revealed. Every thought a spark, every line a fuse. I'm a torch in the night, no time left to lose. The world never sleeps, cause sleep is the cousin of death. I'm out here breathing deep, while the rest waste their breath. No rest for the wicked, I'm wide-eyed and driven. In the silence of the night, my thoughts stay vivid. My thoughts stay vivid. In the silence of the night, my thoughts stay vivid.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Oh. Good morning, Twitch. What up, Twitch? What up, Twitch? What up, bots? What up, lurkers? What up, tiny people in my chatterino who don't count towards the viewers? And if you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit that bell to stay notified. It is Tuesday. What up, PETA? What up, Red Hobbit? What up, Cosmic? A day for reflection. How so? I got news, baby. I got news. I got news. All right. Let's do the news. Brace yourself. This is not a good one. Scientists say this is popular mechanics too, so scientists say our water cycle has started breaking down. The whole world will feel the ripple effects as we get perilously low on fresh H2O. Think back to elementary school science class, and you'll remember studying the what up, ADT? Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing's on fire. Good morning, Fembox fan. Think back to elementary school science class, and you'll remember studying the water cycle. Staring at an illustration filled with arrows forming an overall circular motion and annotated with words like evaporation, transpiration, condensation, and precipitation. There's water everywhere. You're 70% water. This system forms the bedrock of life on Earth, and as it moves moisture across the planet. But now scientists think that for the first time in human history, unprecedented, that system is malfunctioning. That's a conclusion of a new report published this week by the Global Commission on the Economics of Water. Economics of water. Keep your economics away from my water. How about that? How about that? A group of leading scientists and economists formed in 2022, whose mission is to assess the state of Earth's hydrological systems and how those systems are being managed. The results are not encouraging. The report finds that demand for fresh water will outstrip supply by more than 40% by the end of the decade, mostly due to stresses caused by climate change. The report also mentions that governments currently underestimate how much water a person needs to live a dignified life. Good morning, Reed. According to the report, while 50 to 100 liters are required for essential health and hygiene, that number balloons to 4,000 liters when considering estimation beyond mere survival. The 194 page report highlights two types of water: green water, found in plants and soils, and blue water, which makes up rivers and lakes. Every 1 degree Celsius increase moisture in the atmosphere. Every 1 degree Celsius increases moisture in the atmosphere, which powers up the hydrological cycle, not to mention making hurricanes, typhoons, and other tropical storms more frequent. The destruction of forests also interrupts the piece of the water cycle that relies on vegetation to store water and release moisture through transpiration. It also doesn't help that 80% of wastewater around the world isn't recycled. Um, it does seem like a lot, the 4,000 liters. I'm gonna assume it's 4,000 liters per. I mean, is that per year? I gotta download the report. Got to be per year, right? 4,000 divided by 365 is 10, 11 liters per day. Yeah, I'm going to go with 4,000 because that includes hygiene. That doesn't just include, drinking water, right? So, anarchists rejoice. Not taking a shower is, is the new normal. Holy shit. Where the fuck are we? Government water subsidies have also greatly impacted the water cycle by encouraging wasteful use of precious resources. In the U.S., this has been especially true of the Colorado River. Shout out Levelhead. Levelhead has been reporting on the Colorado River for as long as I've been on here, and they can tell you what's going on with the water in the Colorado River. Um, though in 2023, Arizona, Nevada, and California agreed to terms that would reduce your reliance on the beleaguered waterway by 3 million acre feet by 2026. This isn't going to help. This is deck chairs on the Titanic. Um, One of the problems that you're gonna run into is people. So there's two things that are happening simultaneously here. One is something called water rights, and the other is farming in a desert. And including in that farming in a desert, we can add other things that shouldn't be done in a desert, like lawns, like golf courses, like that kind of stuff, right? Currently, especially California, but I'm sure other places as well, they are growing water intensive crops like almonds, like alfalfa. I'm pretty sure alfalfa is being grown in Arizona, right? It's a water intensive crop. And fracking is a thing because when you frack, the wastewater of fracking contains so many chemicals that you can't reintroduce it into the water table, right? Again, Levelhead has shown us, but I was there, pictures of these just side pools of water and other containers for this wastewater. No, we don't. I don't need to go abroad. I understand what you're saying. And yes, if you look at the various lakes around the world, the Mississippi is running low, or did earlier this year. That kind of stuff. If I look at it, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. The report also mentions that governments could, oh yeah, underestimate the 194-page report, two types of water, do. There we go. While the American West faces a litany of issues as the climate warms, the regions most impacted by this water shortage, at least according to this report, will be northwestern Indian, northeastern China, and southern and eastern Europe. But like all climate change impacts, repairing the world's malfunctioning water cycle will require a global effort. So it's good that we're all working together at this point in time. I believe that was the case at one point in time, Reed. I don't know if it's still the case, but it very well could be. The Chinese economy depends on sustainable forest management in Ukraine, Kazakhstan, and the Baltic region. You can make the same case for Brazil supplying fresh water to Argentina. This interconnectedness just shows that we have to place fresh water in the global economy as a global common good. There's no easy solution to fortifying one of the planet's most fundamental life support systems. That said, the report urges that it's not too late and calls to redeploy $600 billion in annual agriculture subsidies. It also emphasizes that the crisis needs more attention, in addition to the UN's recently appointed envoy on water. Water is life's most precious necessity for the survival of humanity. We can't let that global well run dry. True and true. You can go max 3 days without water. Yeah, water wars. Like that's one of the impetuses behind the movie Mad Max, right? That series Road Warrior um is is the loss of water. That's why the movie takes place in the desert, right? Is to really dial in on the fact that the loss of water is going to negatively impact all of us, right? Water is a precious commodity in that movie. It was trying to put it into the cultural zeitgeist that people need to be concerned about water. And here we are. Yeah, I mean, whoa, shit. It's always been a thing. The John Wayne westerns were like, um, were a different aspect of it, but you're not wrong. do 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 do. So yeah, we're gonna need more water. We're gonna need better water management. Maybe this can help. AI could help people find common ground during deliberations. Groups using Google DeepMind's LLMs made more progress in discussing contentious issues, but the technology won't replace human mediators anytime soon. Reaching a consensus in a democracy is difficult because people hold such different ideological, political, and social views. Perhaps an AI tool could help. Researchers from Google DeepMind trained a system of large language models to operate as a caucus mediator, generating summaries that outline a group's areas of agreement on complex but important social and political issues. The researchers said the tool, named the Habermas machine, after the German philosopher Jürgen Habermas, highlights the potential of AI to help groups of people find common ground when discussing such subjects. The LLM was trained to identify and present areas of overlap between the ideas held among group members. It was not trained to be persuasive, but to act as a mediator. Google DeepMind recruited 5,734 participants, some through a crowdsourcing research platform, and others through the Sortion Foundation, a nonprofit that organizes citizens' assemblies. Sortition Foundation. Sortition groups formed a demographically representative sample of the UK population. This is your people, Cosmic. The HM consists of two different LLMs fine tuned for this task. First is a generative model and it suggests statements that reflect the varied views of the group. Second is a personalized reward model, which scores the proposed statements by how much it thinks each participant will agree with them. Researchers split the participants into groups and tested the HM in two steps. First, by seeing if it could accurately summarize collective opinions, and then by checking if it could mediate between different groups and help them find common ground. To start, they posed questions such as: should we lower the voting age to 16, or should the National Health Service be privatized? Participants submitted responses to the HM before discussing their views within groups of around 5 people. The HM summarized the group's opinions. Then these summaries were sent to individuals to critique. At the end, the HM produced a final set of statements and participants ranked them. Researchers then set out to test whether the HM could act as a useful AI mediation tool. Participants were divided up into 6-person groups, with one participant in each randomly assigned to write statements on behalf of the group. The person was designated the mediator. In each round of deliberation, participants were presented with one statement from the human mediator and one AI generated statement from the HM and asked which they preferred. More than half, 56% of the time, the participants chose the AI statement. They found these statements to be of higher quality than those produced by the human mediator and tended to endorse them more strongly. After deliberating with the help of the AI mediator, the small groups of participants were less divided in their positions on the issues. Although the research demonstrates that AI systems are good at generating summaries reflecting group opinions, it's important to be aware that their usefulness has limits. Unless the situation or context is very clearly open, so they can see the information that was inputted into the system and not just the summaries it produces, I think these kind of systems could cause ethical issues. The idea that you don't want even the perception that you are manipulating people, right? That's not the intent. But I will give this to Dave Shapiro from a while back. They did some shit showing that an AI could potentially interject itself into conversations on social media to attempt to mediate those types of conversations. And there was another study earlier this year showing a similar thing, and now there's this one. So there is, as long as the AI presents itself as an AI, and as the AIs are good at, right, the whole thing of repeating back your question in the form of, as part of their answer, those things help people feel heard and can, because the AI would be at least perceived as impartial, could help to foster increased communication and less argumentation. So definitely maybe, right? Meeting social media is the worst test case because people thrive on exaggeration and controversy and bias, and those are not good foundations for mediation. No, but that process that I'm talking about, right? Like, where if somebody says something hyperbolic and you repeat it back to them, right? And ask them, like, okay, so this is what you're saying. You're saying that there is a pizza place and there are children in the basement of the pizza place, that kind of thing. You're going to really draw an attention, and they either have to commit to that position, however, flawed it seems, or they have to realize how they're beginning to sound, right? It's not going to work for everyone 100%, but we have to do something, right? We cannot keep going like this. All right. We're going to step away and talk about a video game for a second. This single player MMO with fake players is one of the weirdest games I've seen in Steam Next Fest, and its demo is over 12 hours long. Sim players populate Shore whether you're logged on or not. Steam Next Fest isn't lacking in the weird department, and I mean that as a compliment. The digital event bringing thousands of early demos, is full of games that mix genres in delightfully odd ways and even parody those memeified PS1 Harry Potters. Question: I know we moved past this topic. I can always go back. But in regards to the water wars issue, couldn't one theoretically develop a non toxic and synthetic sort of liquid that mimics water's cleaning properties but doesn't evaporate? For what purpose? You mean for hygiene? Um, I don't know, Reed. That's a good question. Given given that what we do is like add water to stuff, um huh. Yeah, yeah, no, it's I don't think I haven't heard of anything. I could say that. I don't know that it's ever come up. Um the demo for MMO Aaron Shore might be the weirdest yet, and I also mean that as a massive compliment. Despite its old school RuneScape ish style and the crowds of players running about, Aaron Shore isn't actually a massively multiplayer online game because all those people questing with usernames above their heads are, in fact, NPCs who are simply very good at acting like dumb real people. It's an MMO where the O stands for offline. Why have all that MMO RPG style quests and combat without multiplayer, though? Aaron Shore's Steam page explains that it's a game which emulates the joys of open world MMORPG gameplay, but this time without the time commitments and I'm guessing pressure from other people. So basically, if you've ever played an MMO, but didn't like enjoy the fact that it felt like a second job, um, this might be for you. Water is an amazing substance. It's a solvent, but it also expands when it freezes and when it boils, and it has other amazing properties that most of the liquids don't. Yeah. Um, and in case you do get a little lonely or you want someone to share your grind with, then you can just partner up with our signature simulated players. Those sim players aren't simply set dressing, however. These players will level up alongside you, whether you're online or not. They'll find new items on their own, and they'll find them with your help. They'll ask for loot drops. They'll buy and sell loot, join and leave guilds, and even invite you to raids as they get to know you. They'll remember you and how you treat them. Um, so if you're interested in this thing, this is its Steam page. It does have a demo, and um, the AIs, right? The NPCs do use AI, right? They use decision trees, right? And I already looked, and decision trees are a form of AI, so don't at me. So I think it's a neat idea. I think having something like this. What up, Jimbo? Yeah, no, I'm absolutely. Um, the only thing that I would like to see is a the ability to play with friends, right? Because your friends usually aren't the problem. It's randos in the world when you're playing one of these video games. And that could be just, they don't want to do that. And it is what it is. But the being able to hang out with a group of friends and maybe some, well crafted NPCs to do stuff could be fun for an additional segment of people. All right. A little fusion news. A little fusion news and a little open source news. Nuclear fusion push. General Atomics releases fuse to speed up reactor development. Fuse simplifies fusion research by combining key elements like plasma physics in engineering and pop ups in your face, allowing researchers to run advanced simulations on ordinary computers. Quest for fusion energy is getting more intensified with each passing day. Several developments have taken place in this sphere lately, and General Atomics is the latest in the arena to make new advances. General Atomics has released its fusion synthesis engine. It's an open source software platform designed to accelerate the development of fusion power plants. Software is now accessible to anyone under the Apache 2.0 license, guaranteeing its free usage, modification, and commercialization. Releasing Releasing Fuse is a bold and exciting step that offers a powerful tool to the entire fusion community. Background on Fusion. Fuse addresses these challenges by offering a comprehensive, easy to use platform written in the Julia programming language. It combines vital elements such as plasma physics, engineering, and cost analysis, allowing researchers to conduct advanced simulations on standard computers without needing expensive equipment. Other researchers can easily install and run the program on their own systems, enabling more effective collaboration on fusion energy projects. One of its strengths is that it uses machine learning to speed up simulations, making it useful for improving plant design and reducing uncertainty. And then some background on the latest developments in Fusion, which y'all already know about because y'all follow this channel. Y'all have liked, subscribed, and hit that bell to stay notified. Agent as a Judge, an advanced AI framework for scalable and accurate evaluation of AI systems through continuous feedback and human level judgments. We are so close to self improving systems. Agentic systems have evolved rapidly in recent years, showing potential to solve complex tasks that mimic human like decision making processes. These systems are designed to act step by step, analyzing intermediate stages and tasks like humans do. However, one of the biggest challenges in this field is evaluating these systems effectively. Traditional evaluation methods focus only on the outcomes, leaving out critical feedback that could help improve the intermediate steps of problem solving. I also pointed this out in relation to papers, right? When we get a paper, when scientist group A says, look at my paper. We get a finished product, right? Like here's my thing. I attempted to do a thing and I did a thing, and look at my paper and tell me if I did the thing right. Cool. Great. Love that. We really do. What's lost is all the failure, right? There are no papers being produced of, hey, I tried to do this, or if there are, they're very few and far between, because why would you do this? I tried to do this and it didn't work. I tried to do this and it didn't work. I tried to do this and it didn't work. I tried to do this and it didn't work, right? Like all the intermediate steps that are lost because no one's recording them and then making them available for everyone. And in that space, we are losing a lot of this feedback loop that could help. Like how much scientific discovery do you think is happening right now with a handful of people or thousands of people or whatever it is? Whatever the friggin' number is, doesn't matter, but they're doing the same thing that either someone else already did or they're doing the same thing at the same time because they're researching in the same field. And they both independently have to come to the same conclusion that this thing doesn't work, even though they think that it should, right? Like you go in with your hypothesis and then you test it, and then it's like, well, shit. We need to record that information. We live in a time where all the things are important, and we need to be recording the shit that doesn't work as often as we record the shit that does work. What up, Classical Gas? I have to add, the real number for adequate consumption and dignified life is closer to 1,055 gallons or 4,000 liter per person per day. How did you come up with that number? Because I thought it was per year, like, because it makes sense, at what did we come up with? Like 11. It was in the paper. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. So yeah, that's a per day number from the paper. It seems like a lot. What are they? Does it indicate what they're factoring in? Because that seems excessive. Right? Because you're gonna drink what is it, 64 ounces of water a day? You're supposed to. They tell us all the time. So that's a gallon, right? And then take a shower, that's a few gallons. Are they talking about the entirety of like if I eat vegetables, those vegetables have a certain amount of water baked into them because of the process? So 4,000 liters, right, that's what I'm thinking. So 4,000 liters isn't your personal usage, it's your interaction with water in the cycle that makes you like on a daily basis, right? If you eat vegetables, there's a bunch of water in there. If you eat meat, there's a bunch extra water in there because they did the vegetables and then they fed the vegetables to the meat so that the meat can be eaten. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a lot of water. That's a whole lot of fucking water. So y'all might need to go vegan, homies. Each person needs a bare minimum of 13 to 26 gallon of water each day for their health and hygiene, but the commission found that number, which governments rely on, is vastly underestimated. Yeah, I'm just wondering where the numbers are coming from. I don't want to put too much pressure on you. You've already found the information specifically of what I was wondering about. whether it's a day or a year. Um, I'm just wondering how they come up with that number. You know what I mean? And I think we figured it out, right? Like it's not just about what you personally interact with. It's about the entirety of the thing. So, um, there's another reason to, at the very least, increase the amount of veggies in your day because it's more water efficient for you to eat the vegetables as opposed to feeding the vegetables to the meat and then letting the meat change those vegetables into something else. You get like 10% of the total calories and shit like that, and the water is probably somewhere comparable on that level. We were talking about AI and AI feedback judging itself. Um, Agentic systems have evolved rapidly in recent years, showing potential to solve complex tasks that mimic human like decision making processes. These systems are designed to act step by step, analyzing intermediate stages in tasks like humans do. However, one of the biggest challenges in this field is evaluating these systems effectively. Traditional evaluation methods focus only on the outcomes, leaving out critical feedback that could help improve the intermediate steps of problem solving. As a result, the potential, yeah, no, I got it. It's right here. Um, what up, Doc? Doc, you're, yeah, that's the same thing I got. Thank you, though. No, you're fine, you're fine. I appreciate the enthusiasm. Doc, we're all coming to Australia because we're running out of water, so we're all doing a Mad Max. So you got to roll out the blankets and whatnot because we're all coming to visit. Um, these systems are designed to. Well, there's that. There's that. Um, but yeah, it, it, I'm going to throw this to you, Doc. It's kind of a big deal. What up, Maddie? In principle, right, right. Will overthrow the government through peaceful democratic means in the process of doing a democracy, right? Like that's we're gonna do a democracy. Um, these systems are designed to act step by step, analyzing intermediate stages in tasks like humans do. However, one of the biggest challenges in this field is evaluating these systems effectively. Traditional evaluation methods focus only on the outcomes, leaving out critical feedback that could help improve the intermediate steps of problem solving. As a result, the potential for real time optimization of agentic systems could be improved, showing or slowing their process in real world applications like code generation and software development. The lack of effective evaluation methods poses a serious problem for AI research and development. Current evaluation frameworks, such as LLM as a judge, which uses large language models to judge outputs from other AI systems, must account for the entire task solving process. These models often overlook intermediate stages, crucial for agentic systems because they mimic human like problem solving strategies. Also, while more accurate, human evaluation is resource intensive and impractical for large scale tasks. The absence of a comprehensive, scalable evaluation method has limited the advancement of agentic systems, leaving AI developers needing proper tools to assess their models through the development process. Um, Meta AI and King Abdullah University of Science and Technology researchers introduced a novel evaluation framework called Agent as a Judge. This innovative approach uses agentic systems to evaluate other agentic systems providing detailed feedback throughout the task solving process. The researchers developed a new benchmark called Dev AI, which uses 55 realistic AI development tasks such as code generation and software engineering. Dev AI features 365 hierarchical user requirements and 125 preferences, offering a comprehensive testbed for evaluating agentic systems in dynamic tasks. The introduction of Agent as a Judge enables continuous feedback, helping to optimize the decision making process and significantly reduce the reliance on human judgment. The results of Agent as a Judge framework achieved a 90% alignment with human evaluators, compared to LLM as a judge, 70% alignment. Furthermore, the new framework reduced evaluation time by 97.72% and costs by 97.64% compared to human evaluation. For instance, the average price of human evaluation under the Dev AI benchmark was estimated at around $1,300, taking over 86.5 hours. So about 2 weeks of standard work hours, right? Agent as a Judge costs $30.58 and required only 120 minutes, so 2 hours to complete. These results demonstrate the framework's potential to streamline and improve the evaluation process for agentic systems, making it a viable alternative to costly human evaluation. Wow. All the small things. Yeah. I connected a memory of that song to a memory of totally definitely not downloading it using Napster to the girlfriend that I had at the time, to going to a concert with the girlfriend I had at the time, and that concert at Darien Lake. Yeah. Blink 182. Can I make you stop moving? Thank you. Miso Robotics. Miso Robotics and Nvidia, a little known company called Nvidia, whatever they do, partner for new flippy fry station technology. Gonna put Donald Trump out of a job. Nvidia is expanding beyond data centers, partnering with Miso Robotics in its latest AI project. Miso Robotics' Rich Hull joins Asking for a Trend to discuss the partnership and its aim to revolutionize the restaurant industry. Hull emphasizes the company's focus on strategic partnerships, highlighting NVIDIA as a key collaborator at the tip of the spear in AI and technology. He notes that this partnership with NVIDIA will give the company unique and special access to cutting edge AI capabilities in restaurant automation. Prime example of this collaboration is the Flippy Fry Station, powered by NVIDIA's Vision AI technology. The system automates the fry cooking process for various foods, including French fries, chicken nuggets, onion rings, and tacos. Y'all fry tacos? It takes over the heavy lifting on the fry station. I mean, you fry what are those? Pastelillos? It takes over the heavy lifting on the fry station, so you can take that labor and you can redeploy them somewhere else that brings far more impact than the restaurant. somewhere else. As far as the cost, brace yourself. As far as the cost of the technology, Hull notes that it will be the same price as hiring a human to do the labor. So there is no downside for companies. Blink 182 and Sum 41 might as well have been the same band. This engineer installing game beta with malware in it on work PC lol time to spank them. What happened? Oh, Jimbo has to lay down the authority. That's what it takes. I more than welcome our AI overlords. Yeah, or not hire them at all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No. Definitely, like, just we can go. We can find all the friggin' stories. There, I don't know if I grabbed it, but there's one that ByteDance hired somebody and they put malicious code in ByteDance's AI stuff, and there was that whole thing where somebody got hired, but they turned out to be like a North Korean agent, and it's just there is no time for shenanigans right now, Jimbo. You have to make it clear to that person that they are doing a bad, and we don't have time for bad. We don't have time to clean up messes. The world is the carbon sinks are breaking down. We're running out of water. Everything is on fire. We do not have time to clean up people's fucking messes. Oh. Yeah, Darien Lake was cool back in the day. It's been a minute since I've been there. Um, Yay, money. It's like saying 98 degrees and NSYNC are the same. It is. It is. It's exactly like that. So yeah, you can stick a fucking fork in the fry station. That shit is done. Here you go, Cosmic. Are you still here? World's largest 2 gigawatt geothermal project approved in US to power 2 million homes. Project will cover approximately 631 acres. Great. Lovely. Including 148 acres on public lands and produce up to 2 gigawatts of clean energy. Well, there's that. U.S. Department of the Interior has announced major. What up, X1011? Fried Fork? The U.S. Department of the Interior has announced major advancements in expanding geothermal energy on public lands. This abundant clean energy resource has great potential to help the country achieve its goal of carbon pollution free power sector by 2035. Might need to turn that up a little, homie. We're running out of water. We need more water. And there's only one place we know of that definitely totally has water. The department announced that the Bureau of Land Management, the other BLM, has approved the Fervo Cape geothermal power project in Beaver County, Utah. Oh, we're finally getting some use out of Utah. That's nice. This project will use innovative technology to generate up to 2 gigawatts of baseload power, enough to supply over 2 million homes. Is how geothermal works. It's how big it is, 631 acres, 148 public lands, 23 well pads, 20 geothermal power plants, associated access roads, power distribution network comprising sub-transmission lines. Project will have an electrical switchyard, a general tie-in transmission line, a geothermal fluid pipeline gathering system, and ancillary facilities such as buildings and necessary upgrades. So yeah, I mean, I like it. Um, we need all the tools in the toolbox to reach a clean energy future. We need all the tools in the toolbox to not die. We need to crank this puppy to 11. Mars? Elon should go to Mars and check to see if there's water there, right? We need a brave soul to go, and I volunteer Elon as tribute. Forget work-life balance from the leftists over at Forbes. Forget work-life balance. It's the future of less work. For decades, work was governed by an unspoken social contract. Employees would trade their time, loyalty, and often large chunks of their personal lives for financial stability and upward mobility. The classic metrics of success, long hours, climbing the corporate ladder, and devotion to a single employer, were considered badges of honor. But today, that contract is being rewritten. That contract was rewritten once the businesses started doing business stuff. Did he say that only the poor should be on Mars? I know that he wanted to do indentured servitude contracts to get people to go to Mars, because that's worked out. Mars is the Australia of the solar system. The signs are everywhere. People are challenging the very foundation of what work should be, rejecting the notion that more time spent equals greater success. Instead, workers are pushing for a new arrangement, one that reflects the future of less work. Conversation around flexibility in work has surged in recent years, especially as hybrid work models and return to office policies become battlegrounds post COVID. Mad Marks. um, that's I like that. That's worthy of an ideogram. Um, Carl Carl Karl Marx as the road warrior. Yeah, we'll just see what it comes up with that. Generate. What? Why you know generate? It's full. Everyone needs to get off the internet and let me use it. It's full. All the small things true care, truth brings. I forget the lyric. You're my best trip. Always. I know you'll be at my show. Watching, waiting, commiserating. Say it ain't so. I will not go. Turn the lights off. Carry me home. The conversation around flexibility in work has surged in recent years, especially as hybrid work models and return to office policies became a battleground post COVID. Truth is, the demand for changes in the way we work has been brewing for much longer. Long before the world was forced into remote work, forced, smaller trends had already begun chipping away at the traditional 9 to 5 model, pushing us towards a new social contract between workers and employers. Oh, your time frame, I'm sure, is lovely. Over time, as work stopped being a place you go to and became something you do, people real over time, as propaganda convinced you that work was a place, that stopped being a place that you went to and became something that was integral with your personality and lifestyle, uh, people realized they could do work from more than just their office desk. Before we had terms like quiet vacationing, workers with the freedom to take their jobs anywhere began to upend the notion that work had to be confined to an office. Wireless technology, the cloud, mobile phones, and reliable laptops made working while traveling a viable option for many professionals who wanted to blend work and leisure in ways that were once unheard of. Some took workations, combining vacation with work, while digital nomads chose to live this way permanently, showcasing how employees no longer needed to be tethered to a physical location to be productive. What up, Michael? A small modular reactor is 35 to 100 acres compared to geothermal. Gotta love the power density of nuclear, just saying. Um, I, I get it. I get it. Everyone has very this is the most diplomatic way I can say this. Everyone has very good arguments why their personal preferred electrical generation process is better than others. According to the MBO Partners 2024 State of Independence report, 11% of U.S. workers currently describe themselves as digital nomads because they don't have houses. A growth of more than 147% since 2019. Don't get me wrong. I am certain that there are a handful of people who like live in their van, right? And love it. They follow the ideal weather. They get to visit new and interesting places around the country. They go hither and yon, and they're doing that nomad lifestyle. I also am confident that a percentage of the digital nomads can't afford a house, can't afford an apartment, and therefore are trying to, you know, so many places are trying to restrict van life. I mean, it is that kind of thing. What happens, right? Like it's the same thing when you um when people become homeless for whatever reason. When people become homeless, they seek out other people of similar circumstances because there's safety in numbers, right? So you try to protect each other by banding together. That's the same thing that happens when you have people with van life. Can you meet some people you can trust, you can have them watch your shit while you go into the truck stop and use the shower, right? Like that kind of thing, you know, or into if you get a gym pass, right, for $10 a month, you go use their shower, this kind of thing, right? Like there are ways to do this. Um But you need someone to watch your shit because someone could break in and steal your shit, especially if you have like a nice laptop and that kind of stuff. So what do? You need to associate with other people who will watch your stuff. So now you're forming an organization, right? Like a nomad group. And you all kind of go together. You have friends, constant friends who are around you. You can do other interesting stuff, that kind of thing. That's what they're trying to avoid, right? Like they're trying to avoid the homeless encampment. They're trying to avoid the bands of digital nomads all traveling together and occupying these empty parking lots. Like go to the fucking mall, right? Find a mall. The parking lot is fucking empty. Digital nomad is one of those terms that journalists love for some reason that I've literally never heard someone use outside of journalistic content. The only nomad, that van life nomad that I've seen is somebody on TikTok. And it didn't sound like that they were super happy living in a van, but that they were making the best out of the bad situation. And they got to surf a lot, which they seem to enjoy. It's only considered acceptable if you drive a big rig and pick up lot lizards. There is that. Not saying it's better, it just gets a bad rap. As far as I know, no one is actively anti geothermal. I'm sure there are, based on stuff like the fact that this is going to be 148 acres of public land, right? This might already be a done deal and like that, but it's distinctly possible that someone was protesting this. The fact that it's 148 acres of public land are being converted over into geothermal. And there's always that, your astroturf movements. I can remember a famous saying from years ago, young, gifted, and free. Sure. That is the romanticized, idealized version of this. And again, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I can see on another timeline, I can see Globus loving that kind of lifestyle, right? It would be me and you got to get a dog. So I wouldn't have a cat. I would have a dog probably, or no animal at all, and that's lonely. Um, but yeah, like doing co-working out of the back of the Globus mobile, doing co-working streams and like that, and finding other digital nomads as we embark across the United States. Sleeping. Too early in the morning for Stampy to be up and around. Are you kidding me? Another clear sign of the future of less work is the shift in how people perceive hard work. Traditional badge of honor, working long hours and being constantly available, is rapidly losing its shine, and rightfully so. Movements like quiet quitting, oh, this is going to be one of those, and anti-hustle culture are direct responses to the burnout and disillusionment that many workers feel after years of overcommitment. Okay. This phrasing either intentionally or unintentionally misunderstands the nature of what happened. People were promised that if you hustled, that if you went out there and you put in the long hours and you committed, that rewards would be forthcoming. What they found out that those rewards are not forthcoming. in the majority. I'm not saying that people haven't pulled this off, right? Right now, and I was talking about this with Paradigm the other day. It's like you have a situation where, like, here I am, right? One could argue that I do some hustling when it comes to this job. I do 5 days a week in the morning. I do 3 days a week in the evening. I'm always looking to network with other streamers and creators and whatnot in order to there he is. You invoked him, Cosmic. Um, you know, now could I go harder? Absolutely. Right? And I understand this. But the majority of people who do what I do don't make a reasonable level of compensation. Right? I don't make a reasonable level of compensation. I don't make minimum wage. I come in and I do my hour and a half in the morning and 3 to 4 hours in the evening, and you know, and I make a flat rate based on what other people think of the job that I've done and their capacity to compensate me, right? There are I'm confident that there are some of you, based on your attendance, right, to the show, there are some of you who would like to subscribe and tip and all that other stuff to show your appreciation for what I do here, and you just can't. You just ain't got it like that. Right? Twitch should be paying everyone who streams a certain amount of money. Because they get ad revenue, but that's not how this works. Techno-feudalism, Yanis Varoufakis. It's a good book. You should check it out. Today, employees are setting boundaries, refusing to go above and beyond without fair compensation, and focusing on achieving balance in their lives rather than sacrificing themselves for their careers. No, sacrificing themselves for other people's money, right? Yeah, and again, this is an observation. This isn't a critique. Everyone does what they are willing to do. I barely ever shill at this point, right? Like it's not what I want to do. What I want to do is stream, right? I want to come on and I want to talk about the things and I want to stream.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Speaking
I'm
of,
gonna get myself a 1967 Cadillac Eldorado convertible.
God damn it! I was making a point, Jimbo.
Hubcaps, then all leather cow interior and big brown baby seal eyes for headlights. Yeah, and I'm gonna ride around in that baby at 115 miles per hour, getting 1 mile per gallon, sucking out porta potty cheeseburgers from McDonald's in the old-fashioned non-biodegradable styrofoam containers. But when I'm done sucking down those greaseball burgers, I'm gonna wipe my mouth with the American flag. Then I'm gonna toss the styrofoam containers right aside. And there ain't a goddamn thing anybody can do about it. You know why?
Because we got the bomb.
That's why. 2 words.
Nuclear fucking weapons.
Okay?
I do appreciate that, Jimbo. I do appreciate it. And one of them hit classical gas, and that's nice. I really do. It was not intended to sound like a shill or anything else like that. I really just was just talking and making a point. But I do appreciate that very much. I'm waiting because a significant number of these subs are gifted subs, and I'm waiting for the subpocalypse when all the September gift subs come due and number go down. But you're a great one, Jimbo. You've been great. I appreciate you very much. I have to say, I really do not understand the stream business model properly. I am very surprised that any people try and use it as a main source of income. Well, this is partly what we were talking about, Paradigm and I, is you're dangled. If you go on YouTube And you can find a shit ton of people talking about this is how you get your stream up and popping, right? And then you dangled people like Hassan and XQC and other like, and you some of them, even the ones who are like bad, right? Like they're terrible. Why would anybody watch this? I'm much better than they are, right? I could do this job. It's the same thing as the lottery, right? All you need is $1 in a dream, right? Just a little bit of time, and you too could make income by doing something that you love. And what you're actually doing is you're providing you're according to Giannis, you're building someone else's digital thief. You are working their fields, and you might get some kind of compensation depending on what you do. Yeah, no, it's surprising. Like the numbers, we can definitely take a look at the numbers sometimes. The numbers are wild. What up, Orchestrana? Welcome in. Generally speaking, the people who talk about how great van life is are typically able-bodied people. That's another component as well. If it were actually a viable solution to our housing problem, millions of people would be doing it. It's frustrating. Well, that's like the prices of vehicles going up and used vehicles going up has also had an impact on that kind of thing. There's a lot of screaming into the void on Twitch, yeah. And that's like I see people doing it. I see people with a handful of people, and that's like y'all. When I see like small bean streamer and they're just doing the thing that they enjoy or whatever, and then someone comes in to hassle them, it's like fuck the fuck off, right? Like literally, imagine. Imagine the purpose of your existence was to go into a McDonald's, not to order anything, but to just yell at the employees. That's what you're doing. That is the level that you're operating on. If you go to hassle small streamers, that's you. That's you. And that's the thing, Jimbo. Exactly that, right? The best streamers used to be small. Everyone was small at some point, right? Even your Hassans had a small stream. They just were able to advertise to build that stream up quickly because they already had a presence somewhere else. You know what I mean? Um, but you start as a small streamer, and maybe you do something interesting. You turned out to be right, Cosmic. You called it. Um, you turn out to be interesting. You're doing something different. You're doing something that people actually enjoy, whatever that is. That you are the one that they have to come see, and then people start coming in, and people start coming in, and then at a certain point, the chat just goes by too quickly, where you can't have that same personalized level of engagement anymore. The number of so you get it might be $3 now, but we're going to use the same number that it used to be. 250 times 1,000 is your 2,500 a month. You basically need 1,000 subs to do this at a reasonable level. Because 2,500, part of that depends on where you live. 2,500 times 12 is your $30,000 a year. So to make the average, too much chat is the problem, James. You got to moderate your chat. Yeah. So like that is what you're looking at. If you don't get 1,000 subs a month, then you are not going to. It's not a viable primary income source for you, right? Generally speaking, some people can make less work. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that $30,000 is like the median income, something along those lines, and that's what you're looking at. So it's 1,000. 1,000 subs a month. And a lot of people can't hit that. Most of Twitch can't hit that. Most of Twitch doesn't get anywhere near that, right? What you often find, and this is me, like I go out and I walk through the gardens of Twitch and I look at whatever I could find just to get a vibe check. And um most people are streaming to like a lot of people are streaming to like no one, right? Like one or two people who like never check. What up, Iceberger? There are sponsorships. The sponsorships suck. Unless you have crossed over a particular dollar amount, the or particular chat level, they suck. Um my average take from any of the sponsorships that I've done has been around $250, right? Because it's all about the number of people you got doing the whatever. The more people you have, the more the more money you can get. And that's why if I'm trying to help a streamer with I'm going to exchange my labor for their money, then I do the shit, right? Only around 3 to 4% of streams average 10 plus streamers or 10 plus viewers. Absolutely, right? And that's why you get a handful of people who like your vibe and they will come back every time, but it's not going to make you it's barely going to make you some additional walking around money, you know. Now, Paradigm taught me this a while back is imagine if you had 10 plus motherfuckers sitting in your house, right? All listening to the words that you had to say. That kind of thing. That's the way that I have always looked at it. Right now there's 28 confirmed viewers in my chat. That shit is amazing to me, right? It's like we're all at we got the campfire going on and we're all chilling out at the cabin and there's fucking 28 of you. It's like, holy shit. Right? That is the environment that I like to create. That is the environment I enjoy. It's amazing. But you can't just well, that's the way that works, right? You got a few people who are going to have conversations back and forth with each other. A few people are going to have conversations with the person who's like leading the discussion. It's the concept of a salon. And then a bunch of people just sitting back and vibing and smoking and listening to the conversations and drinking the wine and all that kind of shit, you know? Someone broke Globus's toilet. That's why we wouldn't do it at my house. We would do it at the cabin. And even things about knowledge of what to do could be based on privilege. Like someone like Ludwig has worked with special media and advertising companies beforehand, has access to resources a lot of us didn't have. It's not an even playing field. People have more leverage than a lot of us normal folks. And it's also, what up, Ponder Monkey? And it's also networking, right? Pre-stream networking. If you have another environment in which you can, like Hassan did, and again, I don't give a shit, right? Like Hassan is Hassan is a,
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get
holy
myself
shit.
a 1967 Cadillac Eldorado convertible, hot pink with a whale skin hubcaps, and all leather cow interior, and big brown baby seal eyes for headlights. Yeah, and I'm gonna ride around in that baby at 115 miles per hour, getting 1 mile per gallon, sucking down porta potted cheeseburgers from McDonald's in the old-fashioned non-biodegradable styrofoam containers. And when I'm done sucking down those greaseball burgers, I'm gonna wipe my mouth with the American flag, and then I'm gonna toss the styrofoam containers right aside, and there ain't a goddamn thing anybody can do about it. You know why? Because we got the bomb. That's why. Two
Nuclear
words. Nuclear
fucking
weapons. Okay?
weapons. Ice picker.
Oh,
Love will tear us apart again. Love will tear us apart again. You're fine. You're fine. You just gifted me 10 subs. You can take up a minute and a half of my stream. There is. I'm good, homie. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Ice Picker. And Dr. Yasmin got one. X1011 got one. That's super cool. People who are here. Doc's Holiday, who is apparently just hanging out in the back. What up, T minus? Stampy, yeah.
hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid.
Stampy gets some treats. Thank you, Orchestrana, for grabbing us up for yourself. This is a hell of a warning. I appreciate all of you. I do have to leave now, though.
Like before.
I will fight the fight and win the war. In humanity, one of the ever lurkers, right? Humanity is always around.
Unfortunately,
we can't do a hype train.
nobody seems terribly interested in funding my research, but
I am.
Oh,
I will
God.
fund your research.
yeah, that'd be cool.
That actually sounds amazing, Jimbo. That actually sounds amazing.
12 years out of date.
James,
I can't keep up with today's high-speed top of the line
kids. Y'all are wild. Y'all are wild. I can't do a hype train on the morning show because it all belongs to fucking YouTube, right? Like, and I post the morning show to YouTube. I can feed Stampy more. Is this when the disco starts? I can't though. Or I could, right? I could do something. I don't fucking know. Jesus Christ. Y'all are gonna make me late, and I have stuff to do. I rap. Not that kind of rap. Here we go. This should piss everybody off. No. What is shit? I can't remember the name of the guy. Never badder than bad, but just mad at the fact that a brother who's black is corrupt like a senator. Soul on a stroll, but you treat it like soap on a rope because it beats in the lines is so dope. I can't. I haven't done my own bars enough to to rap them for you. I do. I have to go and do a thing. I'm wasting your time. I don't know. Ask Chuck D. And I probably misspoke some of his words there too. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Here, I can give you this. This won't fuck up copyright. AI, baby. All of it. Oh God, I just realized you couldn't hear the music. Here you go. Once again, from the top. What up, Still Sight?
Park on sacred soil. They were digging a grave. They found a gargoyle. Clay ran through her veins. She was immortal. They put her in a cage. She opened a portal, calling all gargoyles. Calling all gargoyles. I couldn't let her go, hungry and alone. I brought her leftover meat and bone. I got too close, I was exposed. I breathed her breath and overdosed. I got a fever. I'm infected. I'm delirious. I am wretched. I'm in a chrysalis.
All of it is AI.
I'm transforming. I'm in their world. I'm a gargoyle girl. I've seen through gargoyle eyes. I've flown with bat wings. I got the cage key. I freed the gargoyle queen. Oh, yeah. I sunk back into the netherworld and wrestled with my demons. I broke the gargoyle spell and came back as human. I had but one task to do before the war was ended. Kill the hunter who shot all of their brethren. Calling all gargoyles. Calling all gargoyles.
my man has a bunch of this shit. So I posted the link in chat. Go check them out. Art versus Machine. They are great. It evokes that 1970, late 70s, early 80s horror style, right? Like Blumhouse, right? Is that the one? You know what I'm talking about. And then like the music is the punk rock from the same era. Um you can find all of that. The band, the fake band within the universe is Erica and the Amoebas. This shit is cool. Um yeah, no, it's classic. I love it. And that that either you will feel punished or rewarded for gifting me a hype train at this point in time. Um so I'm gonna raid out. Stick around for the raid. Ooh. Is it Beat Cleaver? It's Beat Cleaver. We're gonna raid Beat Cleaver. I get it. It's not for everybody. I appreciate you sticking through it. Some people didn't, and I know that. Music is the nature of music, such as it is a divisive topic, right? People don't all like the same kind of music, and some people really get bent out of shape about music, and they don't want to hear anything that isn't in the category that they like, and it is what it. Y'all know I run this stream like we're going to do the thing, and I'm going to talk about the shit that I think is important and that y'all want to know. And then there's shit like that where like this is the state of AI right now, where you can put out that level of production. This time next year, it's going to be off the chain. Oh. Oh, I see you watching me. Is this what we're going to do now? I don't understand people. In the meantime, drink some water, eat some food, take your meds if you've forgotten. Always remember, Chuggy loves you, and so do I. Be great. Be safe.